There's been a lot of discussion recently about how Pokemon Go is a dying game. Well, for me personally, I disagree with people thinking it's a dying game, and we're going to be talking about that today. So first off, before I get into any statistics and whatnot, I do just want to talk about the fact that me personally, I don't think that Pokemon Go is a dying game, but I will say Pokemon Go is heading down a very bad path. All the decisions that they're making, all the events that they're putting out, really aren't up to par to what they used to be. For example, the whole remote raid pass nerf that they did probably almost a year ago at this point, that was probably one of the most detrimental decisions Pokemon Go has made for its entire community in a very long time. And also the events that they've been putting out recently, like for example right now, we have the Party Play event going around, the Party Up event, whatever it's called. I don't even know what it's called because the event sucks that much. It is an event focused around Party Play, the whole new feature where you can party up with people, do challenges and whatnot. But the thing is, no one wants to use that feature because the challenges are stupid, the rewards suck, and just everything about it is just not good. It needs more revamp. It needs to actually be worth people's time to actually do the party up feature. Like literally, I'm not going to do a challenge. Like for example, I'm not going to do a challenge that takes me a few minutes to only get half of what I spent trying to do that challenge. Like I'm not trying to get 10 Pokeballs for catching 30 Pokemon. Like that's just dumb to me. It literally makes the feature extremely useless. Plus, I'm not even going to talk about the spawns for this event because honestly, the spawns are atrocious. There's barely any shinies. It's basically all the Paldean Pokemon being reintroduced into the actual spawn pools. And the only things that can be shiny are like Lechonk and just a few other Pokemon. It's kind of just meh, in all honesty. Like, it's terrible. But not even just a Party Play event has been bad. Like, I'm not going to say the Halloween events were bad, but they weren't up to par with previous Halloween events, in my opinion. The past few Halloween events have been so good, but this one just seemed really, it seemed really lackluster, if I'm being completely honest. The spawns were alright. I mean, we basically got Phantom spawning everywhere, which was basically one of the only spawns that were spawning extremely frequently. Granted, it was shiny available for the very first time, but other than that, everything else that was spawning was really hard to find. Like, I was trying to hunt for a shiny Yamask, and it was nowhere to be found. But enough ranting about the last few events. Let's get into some statistics real quick. Alright, so statistics here, this is by a website called activeplayer.io that keeps track of a lot of active players on many different games. Like if you go to active players, there's top 15 PC games of 2023, top game counters, all kinds of stuff. You can learn all about active players on many different games, and this one is for Pokemon Go here right now. In the last 30 days, the average monthly player is right at like 83 million. And if you look back at all these months, it goes all the way back to May 30th, 2022, we are at the highest monthly average player count since May of 2022. So I know how much people are like upset about the stuff Niantic is doing, but the game is actually seeing so much more growth now than it was before. Now, I will say I'm not too sure how this max player daily count was actually done because I have no idea what happened in January to February to drop 4 million players. I'm not too entirely sure, so we're not going to talk about that. We're just looking at monthly average players because looking back at like all my footage and whatnot and everything I talked about, I have no idea what happened between January 30th, 2023 and February 28th, 2023. If any of y'all know that, feel free to comment it down below because honestly, I have no idea what happened to drop it down 4 million. I don't know if that's right, accurate, or anything like that. Yeah, literally in the last hour of me recording this video, there are 582,434 players on right now, active players in the last 30 days. Like I said, around 83 million. Pokemon Go has gained 4.5 million players in the last 30 days. So realistically, I don't think Pokemon Go is going anywhere anytime soon. Now, I will say, there is a caveat to this. If Pokemon Go keeps going down the path that it has been with its business decisions like the whole remote raid pass nerfing and the terrible events that they've been doing, there will definitely be some declines in the Pokemon Go fan base very soon. And I do know that there's a lot of people out there that think bringing back the whole 100 Pokecoins for a remote raid pass will fix a lot in Pokemon Go, but personally, I don't think Niantic is reverting that decision. Like, as much as I would love for them to revert that decision and go back to 100 coins for a remote raid pass, I just don't think it's happening at all, at least anytime soon. Because the thing is, Pokemon Go is making so much money as it is, it doesn't need to reduce its prices to be able to do that. And plus, as far as I know, from what I read, it wasn't Niantic's decision to nerf the remote raid passes, it was the Pokemon Company's reason for it, but honestly, I don't know how true that is, so don't fully believe that, but that's just what I read somewhere. I don't know where, I can't find it anymore, it is what it is. I might have dreamed it, but I don't know. But eventually Pokemon Go, as sad as it is going to end up dying. It's just simple as that. It is going to die at some point. All games do, unless you're Counter-Strike or TF2, then you never die and you have a long living life. It's just inevitable. But eventually Pokemon Go is going to end up running out of Pokemon to release. It's going to end up running out of shinies to debut. It's going to hit a wall. And when it hits that wall, I feel like that's going to basically be the end of Pokemon Go. We're going to end up running out of Mega Pokemon to debut. We're going to end up running out of gimmicks to debut. It's all going to come to an end at some point, but from what I can see with statistics and the amount of people playing and all that stuff, that's several years away unless Niantic does a very Niantic thing and makes a very awful business decision. This game's going to be around for a very long time. Now, it may not be up to par from what it was like in 2016 or back in the peak of 2020 during the pandemic, which is crazy to me, but this game will still be around for a very long time, and as long as this game's around, I'm gonna be around, making content on this game for you guys. So this is the point where I'm going to be telling you guys to drop a like and consider subscribing to keep up to date with videos from me, because I will be uploading a lot of videos as well, and also I keep you up to date with a lot of leaks and all kinds of stuff regarding Pokemon Go. So if you are enjoying this content, be sure to drop a like and consider subscribing. I appreciate it. So in summary, Pokemon Go isn't dying. It is at a higher peak than it has been in the last year and a half, probably, based on statistics. It is at a higher player count than it has been in the last year and a half. That should speak enough, especially with the fact that we're having terrible events right now. That's pretty impressive that they are pulling the amount of players that they are. Me personally, I thought it would be a whole lot lower, but it kind of shocked me a little bit seeing that it is what it is. It also makes me feel really secure knowing that Pokemon Go is not a dying game. As strongly as some of you may want to believe, I don't think it is. But anyways guys, that's going to do it for the video. I hope this at least informed you a little bit on this game, and as far as it being a dead game, and hopefully I turned some of y'all's opinions around if you did think it was a dead game. Either way, I appreciate y'all for watching. Like I said, if you enjoy it, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. Let me know what you think down below of the actual game, if you think it's a dead game or not, so that way we can, have a little bit of a discussion. I'm not trying to argue with anybody, I'm just trying to see other people's viewpoints on the game. Either way, I appreciate y'all. Y'all stay safe, y'all stay well, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.